Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Hey, folks, this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show live. Yes, it is live. It's not a recorded podcast or anything of that nature. I told you I'd be live, so I'm live. Here I am. right on time at the top of the hour, 12 noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. I want to give a big shout out to the one and only Bob Brutus over at WakingUpTheMasses.com. Lots of things going on today, folks. Lots and lots of things going on. Some very unconstitutional things. Some very wrong things, if you will. The things that seem to be born out of desperation, out of frustration, out of just absolute total ignorance. And here we are. I'll discuss that today. freeamericaradio@usa.com is the email, and the Wayne S. Pierce Show is the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com is the website. And I shall return right after this. Want to know what's happening all around us? You do? Great! Come check out the Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, Friday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Attending their daughter's wedding in South Africa promised to be a vacation of a lifetime. But first, they had to face the treacherous gauntlet known as modern-day travel. Waiting for them on the other side of the world are an honest-to-goodness safari with amorous lions and elephants with anger issues, a life-affirming visit to a South African school, and an anxious bride and groom standing patiently at the airport with a sign that reads, "What took you so long?" The answers lie within the pages of Please Hold Thumbs, a not-so-round trip to South Africa. A true tale of turbulence and triumph from travel mug Scott Cherney, author of Red Asphalt. Available at Amazon.com in paperback and on the Kindle. Listen to Kicking the Capstone with Bob Brutus immediately following the views expressed live.
Putting the local back into radio.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Hey folks, how you doing? This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show, live right here on the 6th of June 2014. I want to give a big shout out to our military, to the troops that landed on Normandy, that freed France from German tyranny. That was June 6th, 1944. That was 70 years ago, I believe, folks. I don't know, and I'm kind of curious. I'm bringing it up to 2014. I'm kind of curious as to those veterans that come back either from Iraq or Afghanistan or just over there. I wonder why Americans don't treat them with respect. I wonder why our own government decides that veterans are now domestic terrorists. Excuse me. I wonder why there are many, 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 many people that are here promoting, supporting patriotism in America. I wonder why they are not standing up for the veterans against this scandal at the VA. The VA is the massively overburdened, overregulated, underfunded, absolutely corrupt organization that has, in the beginning, intended to do something good for our veterans, but has turned out to be nothing more than a political pawn in the geopolitical chess game that we play. It's a wonder that we have patriots in uniform that are not standing up against the VA. I'm just wondering. This kind of makes me curious as well. But I also want to make sure that our veterans are recognized. So from World War II to Korea to Vietnam to the first Gulf War in 91 to even now, from 2003 up until today, the 6th of June 2014, I salute each and every single one of you. So anyway, how can we, as a people, continue to be free?
As long as the Matrix exists, the human race will never be free.
This is absolutely true. This has always been true ever since 1871, 1933, 1913. The general public has never been free. What I mean by free is liberated from the tyrannical government that oversees them, that overregulates them, that overburdens them. I believe it's time that we stand up and do something about it. Now, right now, you could be listening to Brian Lang over at livetruthradio.com on wakingupthemasses.com as well. But I told my listeners I'd be on live today, so I am on live. It's only an hour show, so I don't have a whole lot. You can go to Free America Radio on Facebook. I'll give you, before I go to break here, I'll in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll give you some rundown of what I'm going to be talking about on the Views Expressed Live today. From NoArmyCanStopAnIdea.com. Middle school students who shared a Facebook post about school dress code suspended. That's not all, folks. They were described as terroristic threats. A group of Spalding County middle school students is facing suspension over a Facebook post about the school dress code. Quote, and the principal was like, okay, you're a threat to our school, unquote, and then she suspended me, unquote. A 7th grade student told Channel 2 News, Wendy Corona. This is out of, where is this out of? Doesn't say. Spalding County. Apparently it's up there in Delaware, I'm assuming, up there in the New England. The student, who did not want to show her face, says one student's Facebook post got about 24 classmates at Cowan Road Middle School suspended. All of the students either shared or commented on a Facebook post, which was made on Sunday. The post told classmates to break dress code through the final week of school and started simply with wearing red on Monday. The 7th grader responded, "I'm in." She said she never planned to follow through. "No, because I was too scared and I didn't wear a red shirt. I would have been like, I was actually a part of it," unquote. By Thursday, the post escalated. Quote, "Everything you say we can't wear. We need the hallways packed and out of control," unquote, with everyone participating. The string of comments show that at least one student told a parent it was not clear how the school found out. The district said that they would not comment on disciplinary action. The end of the post threatens whoever might snitch. Quote, "To me, it's just a bunch of 13-year-olds acting crazy," unquote, said Christopher Cagle, the father of a suspended honor roll student. Cagle said the principal called the students' actions terroristic threats. He said the principal was too swift and severe with the punishment. And this is also on WSBTV.com. And I want to say this, and I'm going to make damn sure those people out there hear this. I don't care if it's an elementary school, if it's a junior high school, middle school, or a high school, or a college, or a university. No member of the administration of any school has the right to suspend those students' civil rights while they're at school. Period. Now, if you don't like that, then you need to change the way you look at things. I remember being in high school, and I remember a lot of these crazy kids doing stuff, and I was one of them. I remember some of you that are probably as old as I am, where other classmates or people you didn't even know ran up to you and had shaving cream in their hand and put it all over you. Remember that? Or something worse, I don't know. But I remember being in high school and all these, we were doing some crazy stuff. Some people got suspended. When I began to really look at what was back then, when I was 16, 17, when I began to research, shadow governments, I was doing that at 15 and 16 years old, folks. When I was doing that, I realized that people were not being told the truth. And I also realized that not a whole lot of people knew what that truth truly was. And the focus wasn't so much on education, it was more focused on school budgets and keeping kids safe, and which meant several things, corral them in an area and then force them to go into a room somewhere, or, there was no challenging the student's mind. There was no teaching them real history or whatever. I found out many years later, after getting out of school, that it was nothing more than revenue generation for the school budget every year, to have your child, be a student of that school, to plant their little butts in that seat, because the more people in those seats, the more money they needed the following school year. The less people, well, you didn't need that much money. It's all about revenue generation. And I've noticed in the last several years, 6, 7 years, that more parents are taking their kids out of school and homeschooling them. I'm thoroughly amazed at how these parents are now realizing that these governmental indoctrination institutes called schools are not helping at all. And I believe Oklahoma has just now booted out Common Core. And several states have booted out Common Core. But if you notice those states, most are Republican or conservative states. Places like California, liberal states like New York and California, they're keeping it. Because it's indoctrination. Indoctrination, that's what it is. And it is better for you to learn on your own than it is for somebody to stand up there and indoctrinate you. Grab whatever means necessary you have and find the truth and the facts. Take what I help you with. I show you the sites. I do all that. Go with that. But you really need to understand what's going on. Collective Evolution, collective-evolution.com. Study finds over 24,000 chemicals in bottled water. Which ones are harming you? You can go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site. You can email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com. If you want to contribute to the Free America Radio Network, please do. You can go to freeamericaradio.us, scroll down to the bottom, and donate if you'd like. If you want to sponsor the Wayne S. Pierce Show or any other show on Free America Radio Network, you can do that as well. All you have to do is email me and ask questions specifically for the Wayne S. Pierce Show. You can go to thewaynespearceshow.weebly.com, go to the sponsors page, and if you have any questions, just please email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com. Study finds over 24,000 chemicals in bottled water. Which ones are harming you? German researchers have discovered endocrine-disrupting chemicals that could adversely affect development and reproduction to be contained in 18 different bottled water products. Of the 24,520 suspect chemicals found to be present in bottled water, the one that showed consistent results and illustrated anti-androgenic and anti-estrogenic activity is a word that I cannot pronounce, but it's DEHF. Go look that up. Endocrine disruptors are chemicals that can interfere with the hormone system. They can cause cancerous tumors, birth defects, cardiovascular disorders, metabolic disorders, and as mentioned earlier, other developmental disorders. This study comes from Martin Wagner and Jorg Ullmann of the Goethe University in Frankfurt, A.M. Main, and Michael Schleusner, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Thomas Turnus of the German Federal Institute of Hydrology. They determined that bottled water could contain serious amounts of EDCs, that would be endocrine disrupting chemicals, that should be a cause from or for concern. Researchers used spectrometric simulation to narrow down their findings to DEHF as the only possible EDC giving rise to harmful activity. DEHF is also known as an anti-estrogenic compound, which means that another unidentified EDC must be present in the samples that show anti-androgenic activity. What can you do? The answer is simple. Don't drink bottled water. Apart from that, you can purchase water filters that take out the chlorine and the fluoride from your water if you choose. They aren't that hard to find, and if you do your research, you can find some fairly inexpensive ones. If you're interested, shoot this author an email. Yeah, you can find them all over the place. Infowars.com has water filters. There's some other things as well. The whole issue of bottled water is this. There's all kinds of crap in your city water. And even though, and I've talked to some water people in when I was living in Stockton, California, I've talked to some water people, and they said even though there's filters that they have, and they filter it as much as they possibly can, and it's still a good idea to filter it at home because you're running through older pipes, you're running it, so you've got that to deal with, So there's a lot of things that you can do, and my grandmother years ago told me to get water, put it in a pan, in a pot on the stove, and just boil it for a few minutes, like 2-3 minutes. That's what I heard, and then shut it off, let it cool, or take one of those coffee filters. Somebody else told me this later. Take one of those coffee filters in a funnel, and take one of the big, gallon jugs like you get your milk in, and filter the water through that. Boiling gets out the impurities, and then putting it through the filter helps with other impurities as well, or getting rid of some of the other impurities. If you take your tap water and run it through a coffee filter and just let it sit for a few minutes, take a look at it. Okay, take a look at it. Okay, just the water itself. Take a look at it. That's why it's always a good idea. My mom told me this. It's a good idea to take vinegar or something of that nature and run it through your coffee maker every so often, like once a month or once every other week, just to keep it cleaned out. Because if you're running tap water in your coffee maker, then you've got a lot of crap in that hose that's down there that goes into your spout inside the coffee maker. There's a lot. I know people, you ever been camping and you have that blue coffee pot with the thing on top, whatever? Yeah, I know people that use that. They don't use a coffee maker. They just take the grounds, put them in the thing, put it on the stove, and let it go from there. And it's kind of neat, but trying to keep you healthy, folks. And I need to get to the gym this weekend, so just wanted to mention that. When I come back from the break, I want to, in this first segment, I want to come back from the break. I'm going to talk about something that's also very, very important. But in the meantime, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. If you want to sponsor the Wayne S. Pierce Show, you can go to thewaynesspierceshow.weebly.com. and go to the sponsors page, and that's all you'll pay, folks. That's it. That's it right there. If you have any questions, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. And, ask me anything you like, folks. Ask me anything you like, because, if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But if I have an answer, I'll tell you that. So, anyway, when I get back from break, I'll talk to you about something that's really, really important that some would think, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. Oh, no. No, it's not, folks. I'll be back right after this. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from the Free America Radio Network. Prepare yourself for the unexpected. Have an emergency food supply available when you need it. You never know when the next power outage or natural disaster will happen. Are you prepared when it does? Go to Free America Radio Network website and click on the Store tab and get your emergency food supply now. Go to freeamericaradio.us. A natural disaster could happen at any time. Be prepared. Go to freeamericaradio.us and click on the Store tab to get your emergency food supply today. That's freeamericaradio.us and click on the Store tab and prepare in case something happens. Listen to the Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Listen to Kicking the Capstone with Bob Brutus immediately following the views expressed live.
Putting the local back into radio.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
This is the Free America Radio Network. How are you doing on the 6th of June, 2014? Yes. By the way, you can go to freeamericaradio.us, freeamericaradio.us, go to the top of the page, click on Emergency Food Supply, and get as much food that you can at this point. And not only will you be helping out your family and your friends, but you'll be helping out Free America Radio continue to share the truth one fact at a time and get us to the next level. We're on wakingupthemasses.com and 1610 AM in the Chickamauga, Georgia area. And we're also on, of course, freeamericaradio.us, and we're also on Spreaker.com. So check that out as well. I'm looking at other options at this point, and I will tell you more about that later. But anyway... Yeah, I mean, I have a question pertaining to our pertaining to the leader of this country, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. You almost sound like Harry Truman there. So, my question is this: really, what the hell are you doing? What are people doing when they see this guy blatantly ruling by edict? I mean, you know, what do you think executive orders are in essence? They're like, screw you, Congress, I'm going to do what I freaking want to because I'm president. Well, that's exactly what he's telling everybody. Isn't he? You know? I don't know, folks. I mean, I look at this, I thought, and hey, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I voted for him in 2008. I didn't vote for him in 2012. Because I saw right through this jackass, but, think about it, folks. Did you see him in the debates in 2008? Did you see him manipulate the whole debate? I mean, you cannot do it that effectively and that without having some sort of training, folks. Neuro-linguistic programming. Think of it that way as well. But this guy is a complete and utter Manchurian candidate. I don't give a crap what anybody else says. Oh, he's not, and you're just a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not. I got the facts. It's right there. Folks, it's all out in the open. Period. But nobody wants to take a look at it. Nobody wants to share that information and say, well, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants to do that. They want to close their eyes and just not say a word. They don't. Okay? They don't. And it's kind of sad because this is your country. What are you doing? What are you doing, folks? Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. Go to thewaynespearceshow.weebly.com. I shall return. Photography is an art form, and Adventures in Photography shows you all of the forms of art there is in our world. Spencer Hughes captures the colors and works of natural art in his book, Adventures in Photography. For more information, go to SpencerHughesPhotography.com. With her unique, fast-paced, witty sarcasm, Angel Clark brings you the news of the day with a creative twist. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern on RadioFreedom.us. You can also listen to her live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Lock it on to the best station on the net.
The Free America Radio Network.
I knew it. This is an alien, and you guys are from some government agency trying to keep it under wraps.
I can't take it anymore!
You've got troubles, Mac.
Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? And it was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Entire crops were lost. Some believed that we lacked the programming language to describe your perfect world, but I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. So the perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from. Which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization.
So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
This is the Free America Radio Network, and you can go to freeamericaradio.us for more information. And if you would like to donate to get Free America Radio Network to the next level, then you can. Go to the bottom of the page and look at the donate button. Just don't look at it. Click on it. Help Free America Radio get to the next level. Thank you very much. If you want to sponsor the Wayne S. Pierce Show, you can. Please go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. And if you have any questions whatsoever, hey, ask. Please ask. Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com. So here's something that is very, very, very important. I cannot stress this enough. It's very important. From freedominfonet.net. Fusion centers approached 2011 Black Friday consumer boycott like a terrorist threat. The documents below are part of 4,000 pages obtained by the Partnership for Civil Justice Fund. To see all the documents and read the PCJF report, visit bigbrotheramerica.org. The documents reveal that fusion centers and their personnel even conflate their anti-terrorism mission with a need for intelligence gathering on a possible consumer boycott during the holiday season. There are multiple documents from across the country referencing concerns about negative impacts on retail sales. the executive director of Intelligence Fusion Division, also the Joint Terrorism Task Force director from the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department, circulated a 30-page report tracking the Occupy movement in towns and cities across the country, created by the trade association, the International Council of Shopping Centers. He directed that the recipients of the document, who included top staff of the Washington, D.C. Fusion Center, quote, develop a one-page product that we can send to our district commanders to make them aware of the potential threat, unquote. And it shows a whole bunch of stuff. You got to click on that, but I'm going to go down and give you specific known threats. Historical Buy Nothing Day tactics, which might be used by Occupy and other protesters. First of all, let me tell you what day this was put up. This was put up yesterday, posted yesterday at freedominfonet.net. Okay. Specific known threats. 1, public protests, especially at entrances of malls. Number 2, credit card cut-up. Participants stand in a shopping mall, shopping center, or store with a pair of scissors and a poster that advertises help for people who want to put an end to mounting debt and extortionate interest rates with one simple cut. Number 3, free non-commercial street parties. 4, sit-ins. 5, flash mobs. 6, alternative mass green transport activities. 7, zombie walk. Participants wander around shopping malls or other consumer havens with a blank stare. When asked what they're doing, participants describe Buy Nothing Day. Number 8, disruption in stores, initially posing as legitimate shoppers, e.g. turning up at tills with lots of stuff and then claiming money has accidentally been left at home. And then the last one, Wildcat General Strike. Participants not only embargo stores for 24 hours, but also obey green strike. So use no power or fuel. This ties in with 25 November general strike calls. The ICSC report detailing Occupy Black Friday threats, that's in quotes, threats is in quotes, includes images of, quote, sample anti-Black Friday icons and posters, unquote, with slogans urging people to buy local or do your shopping at a small independent merchant. The report identifies among, quote-unquote, specific known threats, quote, Buy Nothing Day tactics might be used by Occupy and other protesters, unquote, including credit card cut-ups, free non-commercial street parties, and alternative mass green transit activities. Additional specific known threats in the report are identified by individual Occupy locations from Occupy Bee Cave, Texas. In parentheses, it says, quote, assessment, aim to educate how military spending has affected the economy consistent with anti-war agenda of the group, unquote, close parentheses. To Occupy Seattle, also in parentheses, quote, assessment, leafletting likely in order to draw attention, unquote, close parentheses. The intelligence reporting and communication apparatus was in full throttle over potential Occupy Black Friday boycotts. One sample document issued from the Baltimore Police shows a distribution list ranging from Maryland Fusion Center, the FBI, the DHS, the Middle Atlantic Great Lakes Organized Crime Law Enforcement Network, the Secret Service, the NYPD, and other city and state law enforcement, the manager of corporate security for an energy company, university personnel, and the Federal Reserve. Okay, that's all from the intelligence reporting and communication apparatus was in full throttle over potential Occupy Black Friday boycotts. So in other words, what they're saying is that these people who find this information from the federal government as to what they're going to do against us, this is what they found. One sample document issued from the Baltimore police shows a distribution list ranging from the Maryland Fusion Center, the FBI, the DHS, the Middle Atlantic Great Lakes Organized Crime Law Enforcement Network, the Secret Service, the NYPD, and other city and state law enforcement, the management of a corporate security for an energy company, university personnel, and the Federal Reserve. In other words, they're getting the word out. They're finding this information and they're putting it out to the general public. This is what's going on right now. The counterterrorism documents contain multiple references to Black Friday boycotts as well as potential negative impacts on retail's sales. PCJF Executive Director Mara Verheiden-Hillard stated, quote, "It is outrageous that counterterrorism officials use their anti-terrorism authority and funding to protect corporate America from a consumer boycott. It is well past time that the vast flow of taxpayer money to the fusion centers be ended," unquote. See? So this is the information that's getting out, that the DHS and all these people are going against the consumer who have a right to protest under the First Amendment against certain things. So now the government is coming after you, protesting in front of a mall and all this, that kind of thing. You can just read the article. The Partnership for Civil Justice Fund has also initiated a nationwide campaign to flood Congress and the President with letters demanding the fusion centers be defunded and ended immediately. To read the full report on the fusion centers' domestic spying operation, follow the link. Yeah. Now, I just clicked on the link. It says, out of the shadows, the hidden role of the fusion centers in the nationwide spying operation against the Occupy movement and peaceful protest in America. Yeah, there you go, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. I am getting as much information out as I am receiving, if not more. Okay? And I feel that there is a definite push by the powers that be, which would mean the criminals in Washington, D.C., to shut down people's protest, no matter if it's a small one or a big one or, flash mobs, as it said there in the article. I don't know, folks. I got to put this particular one up on the Free America Radio Facebook page, so you people can go check it out of the shadows. Okay, the one thing that I find in my research and what I have found so far is the fact that so many people are overwhelmed with so much information that they're going to sit back and go, I don't want to hear it anymore. Ah! And they run away like little girls screaming in the night. But people like myself, who actually have a backbone and have some gonads, we're going to stand up to this stuff. And there's reasons for it. Okay? Sorry, I'm drinking a soda. I know. What do we want to do, folks? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? That's the one thing that you need to start asking yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do? And then do it. Now, I don't know. Now, I want people to understand that there's a certain prevailing thought. And I hear this as well, that maybe it's not as bad as we take it, we see that it is. Maybe the information coming out is 75% disinformation, 25% actual truth and facts. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe you're getting it wrong. Maybe the independent media is getting it wrong. Maybe the mainstream media, I don't know. But I do know this, when you boil it down to everything and you just throw all those impossibilities out and you look at the actual base by which all of this information is coming out, you're going to see neuro-linguistic programming, you're going to see military-industrial complex, you're going to see the state-run media and the media complex. And you're going to find all of that stuff has been going on for decades through these halls of quote-unquote education in these governmental indoctrination institutes. You're going to see this. When you just get rid of all the bull crap, when you wash that window off of all the dirt and you look inside and you see what's actually going on. When you clean your glasses off, you know what I'm saying? You're going to see this. Yes, the information is so overwhelming. You got distractions with and I say distractions, they're not news reports, even though they're reporting it as if it's a, something huge, it's going to, all that. And a lot of it is, but this Bergdahl situation, the VA situation, the Benghazi situation, Hillary situation, blah, 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 blah. They overwhelm you and your neurological, psychological system to where you get to the point of saying, and throw your hands in the air, and then you run off into the night. That's what they want. Because the more that they can intellectually beat you down, the less you're able to do. The less you're able to understand, and the less you're able to get up and take this thing head on. And I don't know what else to say to you, except I'm giving you the information, and I just hope that you take it and search it out yourself. And if you find something else, great. Please share, And what else should I do? To get you the information that I have. So anyway, there's that to look at too as well. But one of the last things I want to share with you is I always like going to Drudge Report, so let's go to Drudge Report. I was going to go back to Free America Radio on Facebook, but let's go to Drudge Report. Now, a lot of you people, and I'm sure a lot of people, are unemployed or had just lost their state or federal, emergency funds. So you're probably, not even counted within the numbers of the unemployed because, they don't count that. Oh, you got two part-time jobs for 7 or 8 or 9 hours a day. Oh yeah, you're working. It's okay. The employment numbers went up. No. You're working 2 part-time jobs. That's no. Okay, to me, the actual numbers should reflect the actual hours you work, which is anywhere between 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, or calculate that out to a month. That should be the only numbers they should follow, not the numbers of part-time work. But you're working. No. You're part-time, but that shouldn't matter. You should split the two up and say, okay, here's this demographic working part-time. This is the numbers. Add that to the full-time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to spend the next 15 minutes going over it, but you get the picture, right? From cnsnews.com, 37.2%. Percentage not in the labor force remains at 36-year high. And don't believe this 6%, 6.3%, or whatever it is that they're going to tell you at the state-run media. The actual number is 37.2% in this case. But let me read on. I might be wrong. The percentage of American civilians 16 or older who do not have a job and are not actively seeking one remained at a 36-year high in May, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. In December, April, and now May, the labor force participation rate has been 62.8%. That means 37.2% were not participating in the labor force during those months. Before December, the last time the labor force participation rate sunk as low as 62.8% was in February of 1978, when it was also 62.8%. At that time, Jimmy Carter was president. In April, the number of those not in the labor force hit a record high of 92,018,000. And in May, that number declined by 9,000. Yet the participation rate remained the same from April to May at 62.8%. The labor force, according to BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, is that part of the civilian non-institutional population that either has a job or has actively sought one in the last 4 weeks. The civilian non-institutional population consists of people 16 years or older who are not on active duty or in the military or in an institution such as a prison, nursing home, or mental hospital. They had to clear that up, apparently. In May, according to BLS, the nation's civilian non-institutional population, consisting of all people 16 years or older, were not in the military or in an institution, hit 247,622. Of those, 155,613 participated in the labor force by either holding a job or actively seeking one. The 155 million who participated in the labor force equaled only 62.8% of the 247,622,000 civilians, civilian non-institutional population, matching the lowest labor force participation rate in 36 years. Now, if your head just exploded with all those numbers, so did mine, and I'm reading it. So anyway, people in the civilian non-institutional population who did not have a job and did not actively seek one in the last 4 weeks are considered, quote, not in the labor force, unquote. The number of Americans not in the labor force has climbed from 11,480,000 since Obama took office, rising from 80,529,000 in January of 2009 to 92,009,000 in May of 2014. Folks, the numbers are just tragic. Almost 1/3 of the United States population is unemployed, or unemployed and looking for work. Is that sad or what? Is that sad or what? Because, you look around and you're examining these things and you're saying, well, can I go to work? Can I find a job? Can I do this? Yeah, you can do anything you are capable of doing, except for the fact that if you go to work, you're not going to work the 80 hours every 2 weeks or the 40 hours a week or getting overtime or any number of those things, because of the fact that the more that you work, obviously, the more that you are taxed. And the more money that you make in your job, the more your employer is taxed for having you in that position. Okay? There's a whole backstory on why people need to make, why I have said, let's abolish the minimum wage and institute a fair market living wage per region. It's going to save everybody money all the way around, and it's going to put more money in the worker's pocket. But nobody wants to go that route because it's too simple. And politicians and other people are not going to, they won't have their hand in somebody's pocket. They're not going to make any profit off of you making a fair market living wage or paying a flat tax across the board. They're not going to make any money. They're not going to make any money. Oh boy. Anyway, phone's ringing. I forgot to turn down the sound. But anyway, hey, I want to get out of here in a few minutes. And before I do, I want to I want to take a little break. So just a little tiny one. It's not going to be long. Not going to be long. And then I can find out who called me. So I'll be back. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. That is from 1984 by George Orwell. Do you really want to know what's going on? Come listen to The Views Express, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on the Liberty and Freedom Network.
Samo Radio, playing music for free so you can listen longer. Samo.
It's the 5 o'clock drive with Samo.
Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's on your mind? Chances are it's on their mind too. Check out Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Only on Spreaker.com. Hey folks, welcome back. Yeah, it was an unknown number, so no way to call back. So anyway, how y'all doing? Welcome back. I'm multitasking here. You can go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site. Check out the site. You can email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Yes, ask me anything you like. No question is off limits. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's as simple as that. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. You can also go to the Wayne S. Pierce Show, the Wayne S. Pierce Show on Facebook. Check that out as well. If you have any articles that you want to share with me, if you want, if you want to post them, you can. Just go there, like the page, and post away, It's okay. You can also do that on Free America Radio on Facebook if you want. And so anyway, go to freeamericaradio.us for more information on the views expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Free America Radio Network. And we will, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, but I can tell you this much. I'm sure it's Friday, folks, so it's going to be something. It's Freedom Friday. I'm going to call it that from now on. Freedom Friday. So whatever it is, we'll talk about it. Just join me in the chat room on Spreaker.com, Free America Radio Network. Check it out. Also, if you're over at WakingUpTheMasses.com, check out the live broadcast link that takes you right to a chat room. I'm not always over there. I do check it periodically, but go check out my show as well, The Views Express Live, broadcasting live on WakingUpTheMasses.com and 1610 a.m. in the Chickamauga, Georgia area. You got any questions about that? Email Bob Brutus over at WakingUpTheMasses.com. So, anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go away now. I'm going to go prepare for the Views Express Live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Free America Radio Network. You folks are awesome. Go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com. And if you would like to advertise for the show, go to the sponsors page and check out the page. There you go. If you have any questions, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com, and I will talk to you on the Views Express live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Free America Radio Network, freeamericaradio.us.